one absolute is apparent in everything that we observe in our surroundings and throughout the entire cosmos. This is referred to as Brahmana in Sanskrit. We are of the same substance as Brahman, you and I. Because we already are Brahmana, no one can demonstrate it to us. All they can do is assist us in removing the veils that keep us from seeing the truth. Ignorance is the first veil to fall, and once it is removed, sin, desire, and selfishness are no longer an issue, and one is no longer subject to any suffering. This eradication of ignorance is only possible once we have realized that God and I are one and the same. In other words, one should identify with God and not with the limits of humans. When you stop identifying with your body, the suffering will go away. This is the key to all treatments. The cosmos is an example of hypnosis. If it is broken, all pain will be eliminated. When a man understands this, all of his suffering is alleviated and all of his questions are answered. The knowledge of what is absolute is independent of any book or other item. Rather, it is inherent in everything. You cannot acquire this information no matter how much you study, because it is not based on theory, but on realization. Mirror's surface needs to be cleaned up. If you cleanse your own brains, you will realize very quickly that you are Brahmana. God is the only thing that exists. Apart from him, there is neither birth, nor death, nor sorrow, nor sadness, nor good nor evil. We keep getting the rope and the serpent mixed up. The error was made by us. God is unchanging and never comes or leaves. He is eternal. Is the perpetual witness to its own manifestations, but we mistake it for the manifestation, which is an eternal illusion that has no beginning and no end and continues eternally. The entire cosmos is merely an appearance, which is not reality, and the concept of parts, little entities, and differentiations is merely an illusion. These things do not accurately represent the essence of any individual item. You and I, along with everything else in the cosmos, make up the absolute. We are not components of it, but rather the entire thing. All apparent distinctions, all constraints are illusory. You were never restricted in any way. If you believe that you have restrictions, you will continue to have such restrictions. When you realize that you are free, you actually will be free. Therefore, the reason for the existence of this ideology is to convince us that not only have we always been perfect and free, but that these qualities will continue to characterize us for the rest of our lives as well. All of these births, deaths, and rebirths, along with the coming and going that they entail, are but stages in a dream. You are limitless. The being has never been born, and it will never be born. It has never had a father or a mother. It has never had friends or enemies. You are existence knowledge. Those who are granted access to this information become one with the cosmos. They had a face-to-face meeting with the God who has existed since the beginning of time. They are able to reach your genuine self indefinitely, beyond those relatively insignificant cells that you currently consider to be so crucial. Humans who are capable of realizing this have gained freedom, moved beyond the dream, and are aware of themselves in their authentic state. Moreover, we are unable to go since we are unable to surpass unity. When a scientific discipline approaches unity, it can no longer advance. Similarly, we are unable to move beyond the concept of the absolute. You are without blemish and without flaw in all eternity. The moment you realize the truth, you will be set free. When we view ourselves as one with the divine being, when all separation ends, when all men and women, animals, plants, and the entire world merge into this unity, then all fear vanishes. When we see ourselves as one with the divine being, all of this darkness evaporates. Who exactly are we going to be afraid of? This is the only route to knowledge that will allow you to eliminate this differentiation. Get rid of this superstition that people can live several lives at the same time. Whomever sees the one in this world of multiplicity, who sees that sentient person in this multitude of sensations, who perceives reality in this world of darkness, they are the ones who have seen the one. No one else except he has the right to everlasting peace. Introspection leads one to the conclusion that the deity of one's faith is also the being of one's philosophy and the energy of one's science. The more comprehensive a field of study is, the more varied the approaches to studying it are. since God has already provided us with the tools to escape this world before we came into it. The only thing left for us to do is find those ways, but we shouldn't debate about how they should be used. The dualist has a natural tendency to be intolerant, as he believes that his way is the only one yet. All you need to do is seek success and pick the approach that seems to be most suitable for each of you. Consume the mangoes, and in the meantime the others can talk about the baskets. If you take on the role of Christ, then you will truly be Christians. The rest is made up of words, and the fewer words there are, the better. First, you should listen, and then you should reason, and you should find out everything that reason can know about God, which will inundate you with reason. Go around him, then grab what's left of you. In the event that there is nothing left, we should praise God for delivering us from a myth. The truth cannot be biased because it is for the benefit of everyone. Finally, when you are completely relaxed and at ease, meditate on him. Put all of your mental focus on him and merge your identities with his. Then there will be no need for words at all. The path to the truth is paved with silence. Do not squander your energy on idle chatter, but rather meditate in stillness instead, and do not let the clamor of the outer world distract you. After enduring a lot of suffering, I came to terms with the fact that God is within every living thing. Whomever sees the one infinite spirit in all beings, and who sees everything in that one infinite spirit, does not stray from that oneness at any time. Those who have reached the point where they can perceive God in all of life and in all of creation have shed all of their illusions. Where is the suffering for those who observe this unification in all places? This imaginary barrier that exists between one human being and another, as well as between one nation and another, is the root of all of our suffering, which is caused by the concept of multiplicity, also known as ignorance. This division does not exist, as it is an artificial construct that only appears to exist on the surface. Unification lies at the heart of all things. If you look closely, you'll notice that each of them is just a little different version of the original. Anyone who has succeeded in reaching this concept of unity is aware of the actuality of everything, as well as the key to everything. Those who revere the physical world are doomed to a life of misery and suffering in a world shaped by their own ignorance. But others who live their whole lives here without ever coming across anything greater or better live in an even darker obscurity. But only those who have seen nature's underlying meaning and seen the oneness that stretches beyond nature in every facet of it may know eternal happiness. During the course of the search into the truth, you need to maintain your resolve and consistency. Steadfastly proceed in the direction of the truth, even if it means you have to walk through hell. Arise, O lions, and give up the illusion that you are sheep. You are immortal souls who are gifted with eternal spirits of freedom. You are not matter, and you are not bodies. Matter has you as its servant. You, on the other hand, are not matter's servants.